You've made it to Friday here at the Sreet Cafe, and well done for that. It's been a brilliant week here, and we've got a great programme of music for you this afternoon. So to kick it off, we have a selection of musicians from the Armagh Pipers Club. Piping Live and the Armagh Pipers Club have been in cahoots for the last 15 years, really, since the start. They've been great supporters of our festival, and some of us have been lucky enough to visit Armagh several times and make it through that weekend in one piece, kind of. So it's a brilliant place. It's an amazing group of musicians. The whole organisation is amazing. I think it was last year was the 50th. 2 years ago was the 50th anniversary of this great organisation, and you're in for a real treat and some brilliant music and a good bit of crack as well. So please put your hands together for the Armagh Pipers Club.
So we're going to kick off this morning's few tunes with something a wee bit different that we had come across recently. A collection of music called the Donnellan Collection had appeared, had been resurrected in the Oriel region around the east coast. Oriel was one of the very old divisions in Ulster, which covered roughly from Dundalk up to the edge of Belfast and right across into Armagh and Tyrone. So this is a march called, it's a march time called the Rose and the Heather, and the second, so the Rose and the Gap, the Rose and the Heather jig, and the second tune is one which is associated with the march of General Alstrom, who came across from Scotland to Ireland during the 9 Years' War and ended up down in Kerry with one of the chieftains down there, O'Sullivan Beara from the Beara Peninsula, and this was O'Sullivan's march, where he accompanied Alstrom on his way up through the country, and it's part of a whole suite. The second, another march in that section is Alstrom's march, so we're going to do Sullivan's march in this one.
argument about what to call this. This is, I suppose we could call it Gaelic harp, Clarsha. It's metal strung, so it's different. It's I suppose a historic harp. In Edinburgh we have the Queen Mary and the Lamont harps, which would be similar to this, only a bit smaller. This is the high-headed harp, and this is the next. Well, there's the Lamont harp, the Queen Mary in Edinburgh, and then in Trinity in Dublin there's the Trinity harp, or the Brian Brew harp, and the next one from that would be the Downhill harp, which is in the Guinness storerooms in Dublin, and this is a copy of the Downhill harp, which had the metal strings and was made in Ballinascreen in County Derry in 1702. So I'm going to play a piece by, and Jaglan's going to introduce that. Yep.
Well, I'll just say before we go any further that there's been a lot of debate about who this here might be here. There's a lot of different. The actual harp, as Yvonne was saying, came from a parish called Ballinascreen, County Derry. Made by a fellow called Kelly, harp maker, 1702. But he carved this lovely head onto this animal here, onto the harp, you can see. And so people have been ever since trying to figure out what he meant by this or what it represents. So there's old legends about how the glen that it came from got its name, Glen Conkyne, about the legend of this great hound that's rampaged through the area. And but personally, I don't know, to me it has a lot of similarity. I was looking at Jerry earlier on there and I was thinking, you know, turn your see your profile there, Jerry. You know, I think there's something. Just history repeating itself. So the air is called Seoch na Hernia, the Hawk of Ballyshannon, Seoch na Hernia, and it's a praise. It was a praise poem. So there's this poem to go with the air, a poem in Gaelic, and it's on the marriage of one of the O'Donnells of Ballyshannon that this poem was composed. And in the Gaelic tradition, with the harper, you had not just the harper, but the harper worked with the poet, the filla. So the filla created the poem, and then it had another person involved in it. It was called a racula, and a racula is the storyteller or reciter. So the reciter would stand and he would take the poem from the poet, and the harper would play, and that's how the whole thing was presented. So this is Seoch na Hernia by Ruairi Dalcahan.
one of the bigger piping reels. It's called the Maid Behind the Bar. I think it's called just the Maid Behind the Bar. There's another here called Maid Behind the Bar. So the pipes, I'm sure a lot of the people here from Scotland will recognise these pipes here. Prior to the 1700s, the piping tradition in Ireland and Scotland was the same. It was a peat war, which was played outdoors. Then, run into the 1700s, a movement came where they started to make much quieter pipes, and they weren't mouth blown, they were bellows blown. In Scotland, these became the small pipes, the border pipes, the reel pipes, which were based on the old chapters. In Ireland, it took a slightly different turn. We added the bellows certainly, but we developed a slightly different chanter, which is a unique sound in as much as that it's a different, a more modern scale on it, and it plays over 2 full octaves chromatically. So it gives a slightly different range. It means that we play a slightly different range of tunes. So that's it. The pipes will start off with the first tune, and everybody will join in the next one.
is Arnold and Shading Wanya. Here shed the monnes and all it wana. Is Harvarlion Triguna Bar Langwara. Is Floch agus for man Gevrun. Bundna Sheshkirishta Hunger. Anye Bamuelas Moatamahansu. Anye Namanye Fira Nagana. Shemah Gana Gana Gala. Ishe the fairest on all and shedding one year. It shed the monnes and all it one. It's her Mario and try a good abide and manwara. Missionaries can magana. Skörmishtahid barklielana. Naturally shamrock is known in Gala. Jockey shit the wall and a gana. Share more is done and a garna Gala. Ishe the fairest on all and shading one. Ishe the mums and all little one. No one try a good abide water. There am shum a wallach the juglish forsman. Malach the skid on a buchel yoga. Daar ligt de savanach met jouw me goni. Ringt in zijn huiders me gauna shalu. Sheri mocht gauna gauna. Ishe the fairest on all and shading wanya. Ishe the monnes and all it wana. It's Havarlo and Triaguna Jockey and Shock, Gratti and Martha, Jockey and Schnachte, good trommer na harde, Jockey and Kegen and Yalas, fan her na gauna, is a hushless room, Nabidula pedante, Shed mocht gauna Yala. Ishe the fairest on all and shedding one year. Ishe the monnes and all little one. It's hard to try a good
consider the greatest fiddle player that Ireland ever had was Tommy Peebles. So we just would like to play a tribute to him. Three tunes that he would have composed. The first is an air called Oam Goham, and it was basically when I was talking to him about the harp, you know, when we were making this harp, and I think the Oam Goham was basically from time when this music was prevalent in Ireland and Scotland, and to now, you know, when it's nearly, well, there's always a revival going on anyway, but this harp is sort of finding a voice again, whereas it hadn't had one for a long time. So that's, I feel, is the story behind the tune. And the other two are reels that we'd have learnt for, we'd have known for a long time. Tommy People's reels.
is also used as an air for a song. The second one, Jerry, is
The Wanderminster.
the Wanderminster, which is a good piping jig. It's a 3-part piping jig, the Wanderminster, and we're going to go into 2 reads after that. The last of which is the Abbey read, I think, is it?
Speed the Plough.
No,
Speed the Plough.
Lucky Sure.
Speed the Plough is actually an interesting tune. It's an Armagh tune as well, and you might recognise in the tune itself, it's reputed to be the furthest travelled. It's reputed to be the furthest travelled tune in the world because it's a tune that was written in Armagh, and whatever catchy bit was to it, it was taken up by some of the music publishers, and it was put onto one of these, you know, these pianola type things where you put a tube through it and it raises it flicks notes in a piano, so you don't have to play the piano. And from that, it was transferred to the old, what the Americans call calliopes. You know, the roundabouts, we call them the carousels. And these were taken all over the world. You might recognise the tune from that. It's more fuller. The carousel tune was a lenition of that, but somewhere in the background you'll hear it.
so much. Let's hear it once more for the Armagh Pipers Club. Thank you.